ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Have no fear, your favorite neighborhood light-skinned man is here. And in today's video, we are to Gen Z is losing their mind. You know? With all the technology, with all the just stuff in the life of a fellow Gen Zer, I kind of understand why some people are using your life. You know, it's hard being grounded, being centered, and really, knowing who you really are when you have so many influences, so many people making you feel like you're behind in life. If you're not 18 with a penthouse and a Lamborghini, that you're failing in life. And, it's just a bunch of things that, make sense why Gen Z is ripping their heads out, realizing certain things that were told to us as children were in fact not real, Just a bunch of unfortunate things, that could be weighing heavy on people. But with that being said, enough yap, let's go and get to the video and see.
I can't look at myself without being disgusted. Like, what the is that, bro?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, like, these bangs ain't really, like, hitting. I'm gonna be honest. But she's not an ugly little. She's not an ugly girl, though. You know what I mean?
Ew, like, you're so gross. What's wrong with you? Ah, what's wrong with you?
See, at this point, you just gotta log off, man, because we live in a vapid day and age where people are so socially addicted to social media that it's gotten to the point to where the constant compare and contrast of other individuals online is leading young women like this to being completely disgusted with themselves. Like, this is not healthy. It's not normal. And I don't know if this is just rage bait or clip farming, but she looks to be a little teary-eyed and I don't know, man. I don't know. She genuinely looks sad. And I gotta say, this is a form of mental illness induced by obsessive social media use.
Yeah, cause people see these super. I heard of something they say that the human brain isn't used to seeing so many attractive people on a daily basis, and it's like if you're comparing yourself to the best of the best, and in your mind you're not like, damn, I'm not enough. Yeah, this could make you crash out or whatever. This young lady's probably seen a bunch of people that famous. She's like, damn, I don't look like this. I'm not. If I don't look like this top echelon of person, I'm just ugly bottom of the barrel, And like I said, that could really mess the weight heavy on a person, having a feeling of not being enough,
What's wrong with you?
Bro, people gotta log off, man. Top comment says kind of effed up for everyone to just be pointing and laughing at mentally ill young Gen Z kids, to be honest. Locked inside their homes or their rooms for an entire year alone during COVID and mind effed by their teachers and R-tard Gen X parents. Not sure how anyone can help either, but damn. And this was the logical conclusion of this plandemic, the large experiment of isolating people, especially developing kids, for years on end.
It's the last time you guys are seeing me.
Baby, we're not the same. You cut yourself because you're sad. I cut myself because I'm bored.
What the fuck? She says, you cut yourself.
Not the same. You cut yourself because you're sad. I cut myself because I'm bored.
What the fuck? She says, you cut yourself because you're sad. I cut myself because I'm bored. Clearly mentally ill. Gen Z young girl. Not sure if she's in college or not, still in high school. But this is crazy, man.
Y'all pray for this young lady, but clearly she's having a major mental breakdown and just spiraling out of control, man. Damn.
Anger out on inanimate objects, so I don't fucking kill myself.
Bruh. And the sad thing about this is not only is she mentally ill and probably does this stuff in
honestly, this is probably the worst iteration to do this in too, because instead of people being in like conversation being like, oh, we'll help you this and that, especially Instagram comments, bro. Oh my god, Instagram comments will fry you to oblivion, bro. Like her putting this online, like, only made it worse. Like, my homie sent me a reel of a kid, a special ed's kid running or whatever, and I could tell the mob was posting it on to be on some wholesome video, bro. And the comments tore that man apart. Like, this is Z takes nothing seriously. You know, like they have no emotional empathy, bro. Gen Z, bro, it's insane, bro. People, I'm talking about your mom could have just died. Nigga gonna be in the comments just talking about some go spin back. Like, come on, bro.
Real life, but she's also doing this for internet clout and attention. Like, she seeks her validations from the internet. The love, the validation that she doesn't get from her IRL family and friends, she's seeking through the internet, through potential rage bait and clip farming. I really don't know why any of this needs to be recorded. What the ultimate purpose is outside of trying to go viral.
Here are my New Year's resolutions.
Find a new drug to use. I'm tired of marijuana.
Where are the parents at, bro? It is that you know what, my mom was right, bro. Maybe it is that damn phone, bro. Cause what the fuck? She said find a new one? Oh my god, ma'am, I'm so sorry for you. Your parents have most definitely failed you horribly, bro.
Myself more.
Yikes. And it's sad to say that this young lady right here is the perfect example of what a lot of other young women are going through right now, like mentally ill, social media obsessed, looking for validation, physically harming themselves, drug addicted. I mean, good God, how is the population full of people like this, or adjacent to this at least, supposed to carry on the country? Like, we're cooked. And then on the flip side, you have other Gen Zers literally using hammers to potentially smash.
Now, I'm not even gonna sit here and pump fake you guys. Like, I've never looked at any of the look backs. I've taken some of their advice, you know, like especially with my beard and stuff like that. I took a lot of advice, bro. But to the point when they started saying shit to like smashing your face, bro, at that point I was like, yeah, bro, it's not that serious, bro. No, I'm good, bro. But that's yeah, clavicular and all the people tell you that's a fact that there's people convince people. The thing is, I feel like the original person probably said, "Yeah, I smashed my face" as a joke, but people took it dead serious, bro. Insane.
Their face in for higher cheekbones. Davidson on Twitter says Zoomer look smaxers are literally bone smashing. And where do they learn this stuff from? Online social media communities obsessed with looks. They're smashing their cheekbones with a hammer to create microfractured induced growth so they can look like an extreme cold adapted ancient northern East Asian, and you're blackpilling. And by the way, that was a description of a man who looks like this. Yes, like I think Mongolian or, you know, mountain people of like East Asia, Tibetan type people, you know, adapted to cold environments. This was posted in the comment section.
2 areas right here. Right.
Bro, I can't watch this, bro.
Yo, I gotta say, this is also mental illness. I mean, just look into his eyes, man. There's nothing there aside from trying to fit some kind of arbitrary social, physical standard of which he feels as though that he needs to fit. Like when I was a kid, when I was this age, he's probably 16, 17, 18 at max. Maybe he's in college. I don't know, but I was not, nobody was thinking about this before 2020.
Yeah,
bro. Like this, where did this come from? Was there anybody
saying
online
shit
literally
like this,
taking
bro.
hammers to smash their face?
No, I never heard of no shit like this, bro. Like, never. Like, smash your face. That's some shit that, like, probably the dumbest thing I'm not even gonna say that. I've never done nothing this stupid though, bro.
Is in to potentially get higher cheekbones, and if so, what are the results of that? Clearly it's going to be asymmetrical because you're not applying the same constant amount of pressure, smashing your face in to get microfractures to get this bone growth. It literally makes no sense. But alas, social media, mental illness, hyper extreme communities focusing on physical looks and materialism and all this bullshit has led us to this point in society. Like genuinely, where do we go from here, man? Davidson said, we should raise the voting age to 25. At this point, genuinely speaking, I don't want the majority of Gen Z voting. I'm sorry. After the prefrontal cortex finishes developing, brother in Christ, can we stop parroting this flawed scientific study where people only went up to the age of 25? There's no science backing the full completion of the prefrontal cortex by 25. In fact, the science says it can even extend well into your early 30s. But I understand the sentiment. People like the girl that I showed and this guy right here should not be voting in our elections at all. Also, yeah, thank you. Goth Miss Frizzle. She highlights your brain never stopped developing and your prefrontal cortex being done at 25 is a myth. I'm glad more people are starting to speak up about this because it kind of like for the longest time has been used to kind of like strip people below the age of 25 of like accountability and like knowing right from wrong as if they're just incompetent. And if so, if that's the case, they shouldn't be able to vote or do anything else important in this life until 25. So pick your poison. Also, I found this quoted tweet. I think this is a quote from the Rat Utopia experiment where basically, oh boy, here's the lore. Some rats basically were put in a controlled environment by this scientist by the name of John B. Calhoun, and they were given everything they needed: food, water, temperature controlled environments, unlimited breeding rights, etc. And eventually, from this lack of needing to survive by going out and hunting and doing everything else that natural creatures would do on their own and having everything literally handed to you, it basically destroyed the rats. Basically destroyed their psyches, and putting creatures like that are meant to be wild and have purpose outside of a controlled environment, aka artificial unnatural societies, it basically, to sum it up according to Google, led to catastrophic social collapse termed as behavioral sink, characterized by extreme violence, withdrawal, and maternal neglect, ultimately resulting in population extinct, demonstrating how overcrowding and intense social stress, not resource scarcity, destroys complex societies. And that is the perfect reflection of the society we live in now. An overabundance of everything with no purpose, regulation, and everything basically handed to you ultimately leads to a plethora of mental illnesses. Also, in this experiment, there were a group of rats in the population of rats in this controlled experiment called the Beautiful Ones. And they were a group of male mice in John B. Calhoun's Universe 25 experiment who withdrew from all social interaction, focusing only on eating, sleeping, and grooming in overcrowded conditions. Now, who does that remind you of? Looksmaxers. Leading to societal collapse even as the population peaked and eventually died out, demonstrating severe behavioral breakdown from density. Calhoun's utopia, designed with ample food, water, and nests, became a behavioral sink where the Beautiful Ones represented a failure of social roles, ultimately ending reproduction and causing the colony's extinction, a concept he linked to human overpopulation. Now, I'm not entirely sure about the human overpopulation part, but I will say though, we are going through this part of the Rat Utopia experiment in the human population where people only care about eating, sleeping, and grooming themselves. Nothing else. The endless chase and desire of comfort, leisure, luxury, and looks. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're here. And especially with big cities and the overcrowdedness of everything and social media being everywhere, ads being everywhere, inflation and lack of, like, it's just, yeah. I know I went on a bit of a tangent in this video, but hey.
I mean, boy, get this off my screen, bro. I don't want to look at it. Yeah, but whatever. With that being said, we're gonna wrap up this video. Y'all let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below, and I'll catch y'all boys at the next one, man. Peace.